Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury, he's the Maltese Falcon. And this is...
Luke Tubey.
And Luke, what are we going to talk about in this video?
Actually, I've seen your videos on this already, so there's not really much we can go over that you haven't gone over, except for the fact that there's new operating systems. So there's a few new bits inside it that you can update to, a few new sounds. There's a brand new Rotary in here. Did you know that? Is that you?
No, I don't know anything. So we're going to fist pump and get into it. Right. Let's get cracking, Luke. Show me what's what on this.
Okay, so cool. So one of the things that they've done is there's now a new Rotary in here, because the previous one was it was really great at cutting through mixes and stuff. Yeah. But if you wanted to just be playing the sort of the Rotary organs, the new one has more width and a little bit more. You can definitely hear the horn spinning a bit more. So let me just show you. So in here we can go into the sound. We can go down to our Rotary speaker, and we can choose the type. So now in slot A, we've got Studio, which is the new one.
Right.
And if you so we're here. If you're listening on headphones, there's just a bit more sort of like width going on there, and you can definitely hear a bit more noise from the rotor at the top. And if I show you the previous one, which is the classic, this is going to cut more. It's probably a bit more rocky if you just want to, if you're playing with a band, but. And again, back to the studio here. Obviously, we're not hearing too well in the stereo here, but it's just quite a wider sound, a bit more to it. So that's one of the main things. And then also, what they've got here. So as you know before, you've got the VCM organs, and then you've also got some of the FM synthesis organs, and they're still there. They're sort of like the transistor type organs that you've done before. But there's also 3 new ones. And this is like proper FM synthesis, and you can see that the drawbars have actually changed colour now.
Yeah.
So there's 4, 5, and 6, and this is like true FM synthesis stuff. To the extent that these are your carriers or your operators, the white ones, and the other ones are like they're going to be the modulators and stuff. So you can actually get like into. So if I take out the because I've got just the modulators down, no sound. So that might freak some people out. So it works basically, like the old DX7.
Yeah, but you can actually just hands-on play with it, like a playable DX7.
Yeah, and so there's our modulator for the one to the left. And here's another. The top ones are actually percussion on this. So it is kind of proper FM synthesis. Like for example, the F6. There's obviously a bit of movement in the modifier. So we've got like a bit of pitch movement on that. And you can get some almost like quite synthy sounds out of it. And that's definitely something quite cool.
It seems to be a bit of a trend at the moment, hands-on FM synthesis.
Yeah.
And this all came in with this update, right?
Yeah, 1.2 I think we're on now. But actually, FM synths, you know that Yamaha owned it at the beginning and bought it? The whole synthesis idea. So do you remember like all the Super Nintendos and all the sound was on a Yamaha chip with FM synths. So all the sounds that we know from like Super Mario is all like FM technology, which is quite interesting.
Oh geez.
Yeah, so that's kind of a brief overlook of those 3 things over there. There are some new sounds as well in some of the updates. So if we go to the pianos and stuff, we've got
with that the Rotary. Do you gig on in-ears when you're doing your gigs?
Yeah.
So you can really hear that. Whack your headphones on to hear that difference.
And obviously as well, you can change the speed of the fast and the slow. You can change the acceleration. You can change the drive.
Come on, Yamaha, you're doing it right.
All this stuff is like it's pretty cool. Also in here we've got all the classic pianos that you've already shown everyone, like the CFX, the S700. But we've also got a new one. The Nashville C3. This might have been in the previous update, but it's not been around.
I haven't seen this bastard.
So it's actually sampled a tiny little grand. It's only like a few feet really. So it's quite intimate. And then they've got another one, the Live C3, which is. Just quite sort of like
I love your touch, mate.
Yeah. Oh, no, thanks.
Are you a guy that sticks with one piano? Say when you're doing Michael and Mechanic, are you a one piano guy, or do you switch? Are you really going after the record?
I try and go after the record a bit, because some of them are quite stylised in that particular thing. Yeah. Oh, and other ones, for example, they've got the U1 on here. You played the U1 on here.
Yes.
I love this one because it's like slightly out of tune. And it feels like you're playing in your grandma's home rather than on a stage.
Oh, I love the upright. It just feels honest.
So, yeah, there's a few sounds in there. Actually, one thing we could look at the FM that I don't think we touched on before. Oh, did you know this one? So if we go to Synth,
I know nothing.
if you press this, do you know you can jump through the categories?
Right.
So, say you want to get to strings. When you press that and jump, it will jump. So that rather than having to go the whole way through,
cool.
it also works with things like. This will jump through our different types of effects. So we'll go straight from chorus into flanger rather than. So it's a quick way of getting through. It's quite cool. Oh, you can do things like if I want to initialize the sound, exit.
I love that in this small factor as well. You've still got pitch, bend, and mod as well. I love this form factor, man.
Yeah, in fact, also, I mean, because this is the smallest of the lot. As soon as you go to 73 and 88, you've also got XLR balanced out as well, which is on this one, you just not enough room. But I mean,
that's the main thing for the new update.
Oh no, there's more actually. There's a couple of amazing EQs in here that you can actually get into the sound and tweak it, like whether it be low cuts or high cuts, and that's quite useful for a lot of sounds. You can actually, there's one that's like a narrow band EQ as well, so you can go through if there's one resonance in the room that you want to get rid of, or a sound on the piano that's getting in the way of the strings, you can like go through and notch it out, which is pretty neat. There's like, so if we go look at the FM FM synth stuff as well, there's one thing in here that I don't think at the moment you've touched on, which is the Unison stuff.
This is like you were saying when you were doing the octave thing on the piano the other day.
No, this
or
is
it's more synthy Unison.
Yeah, no, this is so with the FM stuff. So if we have a sound that's like quite simple, and if we want to make this poly, and then so this is quite a neat thing. So FM Unison, basically what happens is it rather than playing just one instance of that note, you can turn on and play 4 or 2. So now we've got 4, but it sounds exactly the same because they are the same. Mm-hmm. But you can also detune it. So you start getting some width, and you can actually, if you're listening on headphones, we can spread it as well. But it's quite cool. And it's like when you take it away, you realise. Put it back.
And you're right, because on FM, on virtual analog, we'd think about detuning the oscillators.
Yeah.
But on FM, I've never seen that.
Oh yeah. On all the DX7, if you can work out to use it, I've got one. I've just got bought one of the old Genesis ones. So it's got like all the old stuff on it, but I haven't. It's quite a hard one to program. They haven't got drawbars to them.
No, exactly.
Actually, so maybe just a few shortcuts.
Yeah.
So quite cool. So again, exit is your main button, and what's quite cool is so let's say that we've got a sound up. So exit and organ up here jumps to the where the drawbars are. So say you've got a sound that you want to put on a different thing. So that's quite a nice little trick. I've already shown you that you can jump through all the categories and stuff. So if you did want to.
And this is all with that update, right?
No, some of this was there before as well.
Yeah, cool.
Just people maybe not have seen it.
Some power tips.
Another great one is, say you've got your 2 sounds on A and B. So we've got slow strings and upright bass at the moment. But if you normally have your strings on B, you can actually just swap it very quickly again, exit and that, and they just swap around, which is quite neat. And the same thing as well with our effects over here. And this is quite important because say you have this amazing auto panning and you're loving the sound, and then someone says, actually, can we crunch it a little bit? Can we put it through an amp? You chuck it through an amp, you're going to go mono, and you're going to lose it. So then you'd have to reprogram, or you can just press that and put it in a different route, which is quite neat. And really as well, another thing that I think is quite a good selling point for this is how you can use another keyboard. So it's got this whole really simple MIDI system of being able to have an external keyboard and use the sounds in this, because it's got so much, it's got 128 note polyphony, no, 256. So what you can do is you can have this as your instrument. You could turn up and any other keyboard you could have. So if you had the 61 and you wanted to use it for your like organ sounds, 88 note underneath, and you can just always send, for example, keys A to your lower keyboard. So I've got one here for you to.
Here's one we made earlier.
I think I've got batteries in it.
Yeah, especially with this form factor, you could on a gig you fly out somewhere or you're driving somewhere.
Yep.
As long as they got something with MIDI.
That's it. Yeah, all it needs is MIDI. So if I let's find a sound.
Oh, I had one of these. I missed these. I
yeah?
love this. That whole.
So
Yeah.
So if
Old Hawkins.
yeah, so for example, so what we can do is in here. So at the moment we've got a pad, we've got the CFX, and we've got a rotary organ. And what we can do is we can go in and we say external keyboard. Do you know what? I want to play organ on here, and I want to play on keys B, which is our pad. I only want it to go just the external. So now you've got that there, and so you can. And each time you save on this, then that you can save what is being sent to the other keyboard.
But this is mad that it's like 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold a pad out.
Sorry, I can sometimes do the rotary. And then, or for example, we could have. Let's turn that off so it's not on keys A or B. So this can just be our pianos and kind electric instruments. And then, so what we could do, well, so now you've got the organ again. Or if you're like a serious like organ player, you can also say, do you know what? I want this to be my.
Oh yeah, if you're one of those guys.
So we can have
you can
like.
actually,
So
grab
your
the
sound.
dishes.
Oh, if I turn off the done. So I've got the upper manual now, and you've got the lower one, or we can switch it round. And I've got the.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a really.
You could buy this, get a rinky-dink MIDI keyboard, and have a 2, but with the same sonic quality.
You could buy the 88 and have a rinky-dink, or you could buy the 61, which is kind of rinky-dink. It's 7 kilos or whatever.
Yeah.
Travel with that on your back as we.
Yeah, you've got to check out the
cases.
bags. The bags
Shall I
are
go and
worth
get the cases?
it. Yeah, come on, please. It's like a Louis V bag, man.
Look at that! Look at that beauty. I've only got one strap out because I've been cool.
I know, it's been all right. I did there's a bunch of videos. We did a video when it came out, right? And I think there's loads where I did comparisons with the Nords as well. And it's been a while since I've been at it, so it's great for you to show the new stuff.
Yeah, the thing is, just some little bits that, it can do.
I can tell you're using it a lot because you're flying around it. Like when you're going...
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I do love it. I still love the CP as well. I don't know why, because they're kind of the same thing, but...
Just feels different to you.
Yeah. I've got different key beds on them as well, I guess.
I think the CP... I've kept the CP one of these.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to South Africa to go and see my mate on Sunday. And I'm taking it with me. That's how like...
Do you know it's got a little secret piano in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey, thank you, Lou.
Cool.
Would you do the honours of just having a jam for a bit? We'll make some coffee and then we'll put loads of playing bits in because people want to hear you play as well. Is that all right?
I said that people want to hear me play.
Yeah, but we're like I said. And if you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, let us know. We learn from the hate. It's fine. Let it out. If you're having a bad day, just have a go at me. It's fine.
Him more me.
Yeah, have a go at me.
I struggle with it.
But yeah, thanks, mate, for coming down. Cheers,
Nice to see you.
my man. And thanks for watching. See you.
you.